You work really hard to become good at something, and then you can just a 4-year-old can work at it for 6 months and they're better than you. I mean, to me that would be it would almost be insulting. Hey buddy,
Hello
welcome back to Cattablah.
to our Talk and Play podcasts that are like a podcast but better because we talk about serious issues that people don't want to talk about over retro video games.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes our topics are funny, but more often than not, we're super cryptic.
Very, oh, I need to get him a flower.
Actually, today's is an uplifting one. We're going to be talking about talent versus skill and how you get through life and careers, dealing with, are you naturally talented or do you have to work hard to create that skill?
Yeah, I find this topic quite interesting myself, just because of the nature of it. So when we look at talent versus skill, we think about it. You can have somebody that has worked, 10, 15, 20 years at becoming good at something like the piano, or it could be a sport, or it could be their job, like business. And then you have somebody who has natural talent, and they can achieve the exact same thing as these other people in a tenth of the time. Like you get these, like piano prodigies, right? Like you have a 4-year-old child who can play the piano as good or better than, somebody who's done it for 15, 20 years, like their entire life they've worked to get good at this one thing. And you can have somebody who's just naturally talented at it that can achieve the same thing with no effort. They're just naturally good at it. And, they're 4 years old and they're already better than you.
Yeah.
And, does that take away from what you've accomplished? Or, I don't think it does. Obviously, not everybody is going to be a prodigy at whatever, not everybody's talented. Some people have to work really hard to get good at whatever thing it is that they want to get good at.
Where do we gotta go?
I can't remember what's in here. But then you have these people who just are naturally good at it. I've been in progress, yeah, but you can call me blah blah blah. So you're going to find everything you don't even know there's a lost world. So it's tough because I feel like it would be really difficult as somebody who has worked really hard at something your entire life to become good. You have to go back to the boat shop. To become really... Let's go, Dustin. You work really hard to become good at something, and then you can just a 4-year-old can work at it for 6 months and they're better than you. I mean, to me that would be it would almost be insulting.
Yeah.
Like I've worked, 20 years to perfect a craft, and then this kid did it in 6 months and he's 4 years old and he can barely talk, so what the hell have I been doing with my life?
Yeah. There's a bunch of secret areas that I can get to now, right?
Yeah, there's one up here. Actually, there might just be this one, because you need the skis to be able to get up waterfalls, so...
I'm struggling.
You are. Just press B. Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
It's interesting because... hold on one second.
AAXBY?
There's another part of it where I think, if people want to do something, sometimes you have a talent for something that you even didn't know that you had.
I mean, that's true.
And
you would never know until you start doing it.
No,
really.
And sometimes it's certain things that hold you back. It just sometimes doesn't work out. Is this the next one?
Yep.
Yeah, so, and I've kind of experienced this myself, is...
Go top right. In the pond, yeah.
Oh. And specifically for math. The weirdest thing like in high school, and I think it was because like I got bullied a lot in high school, and I really didn't care about school all that much.
Why? Yeah.
I thought it was double Y.
No.
And I didn't focus, and I just kind of skimmed through on my teeth, and I didn't do any of the homework. But then
AABXAX.
XX.
AX.
Yeah, but then later in my life, when I actually started applying myself, and I thought that I'm not good at this stuff, and I always gave up and whatnot, but then I got into it, and I was like, holy shit, like I just understand math when it's put in front of me. Like I don't have to try ever. And I don't know if it's because I worked on that skill or because I just never applied myself.
And that's the thing too, is that working on a skill and getting skilled at something can look a lot like talent just because you put the work in.
Yeah.
Whereas, somebody could just right off the bat never have had to work at it and was just always good at it. And if they don't find that out until later in their life, a talented person can look a lot like a skilled person just because they could be at the same point in their lives where, I just became good at this thing, but I was actually talented at it all along, but I only just found that out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I didn't have to work for it. It was just, as soon as I started applying myself to it and actually, like, trying it, I was like, it just makes sense to me.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure everybody has seen something like that. Back in school, you have those kids that are just really talented at one or multiple sports. It's just right out of the bat. They just had a natural affinity for it. Versus people who you can tell just aren't athletic. They're really awkward trying to do it, and it just doesn't come naturally to them.
Yeah.
And like everybody's seen instances of like this. And then I know we're talking about a lot, like we talk about sports, we talk about school. I mean, even like types of like business. You have people that are just naturally good with other people. Like they're people, people person. They're really good at talking to people and being like, everybody likes them because they're, just naturally charming. And yeah, you gotta hold the actual
the
swim button
down fast?
Yes.
Oh, I just thought you floated.
No. So yeah, you have people who are just like naturally good with other people too, and that's another like skill versus talent thing because, okay, let's say and a lot of people are like this. They don't like talking in front of like crowds. They don't like talking in front of other people. You can work towards getting better at that, but you could also just be naturally comfortable talking in front of other people, and there's no problem for you. Whereas other people might be terrified doing that. So it comes in all kinds of forms, like all variety of different things, where you can be talented versus skilled at something. You can work towards, being good at a lot of things, and you know what? When it comes to skill, you may only be able to be, so good at something. This is as good as you're gonna get, whereas people can get better than that.
Yeah. My talent, if I had to say if I had 100% talent, it's exactly what you just talked about. I'm very good at making friends, and which makes me very good at business.
Yeah.
I'm very good at selling things and making sure people feel appreciated and taken care of. Just because I have that. Yeah, I call myself a chameleon because I'm kind of able to, any situation, I'm able to put myself in a social aspect and kind of take on the characteristics of people in that group so that they like me.
Yep.
I'm very good at that. Do you know what your talent is?
What?
I can tell you what it is.
Well, honestly, I also am a similar way. Bernie says it all the time because people like talking to me.
Yeah.
And they like I don't know, I've always found it very easy to make friends, and the thing about me is that I hate people. It's a curse more than anything. I mean, yeah, I guess some people would say it's a good thing, but it's like I don't want to talk to people. It's like, can you just go away, please? I don't want to be liked by you.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny in that sense that it is like it's a double-edged sword where I don't want to talk to people, but people want to talk to me.
Which it's funny that for people that are new to this channel, Josh and I have been friends for over 2 decades. Oh, we have to believe that. And it's funny that we have a very similar talent with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if that's because we have developed that together, or we were just innately like that. And I don't know, because we were in a lot of situations in life, we did it together.
Yeah.
And we experienced a lot of the same things. So it's funny that we would have that. So is it like can talent be developed through, like, what do you call that?
Well, see, now it's almost more like we're like, yeah, was it something that was always there? I mean, maybe.
Yeah.
So it could have been a talent all along, or it could have been just, it's something that you kind of just do through social situations. You want to please people, you want to be liked by people, so it's just something you develop.
Yeah.
It's tough to say.
Your talent, I wouldn't have picked that one. I would have picked your talent as being, this is going to be really weird. Your talent is the ability to develop a skill.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Like if other people's skill floor is here, I would say that you're a notch above it. Whenever you get into something new, you pick it up a lot quicker, and like your base level of just starting something seems to be higher than other people's.
And you know what? I would agree with you. I feel like I've never had troubles doing anything I've tried doing. Oh, yeah. I'm so full of myself when I say that.
No, but it's true. I've known you pretty much your entire life, and you've always been that way. Where just whatever you did, you could practice it for a little while, and then you were good at it.
Yeah, I know, and it's a weird thing because like normally you have people who they're good at like they'll have their 1 or 2 things that they're really good at.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess it does seem there's a bonus down there. It does.
Does it count?
Oh, you already get it. Okay, yeah. It is a weird thing because nobody should really be good at everything. There's probably stuff out there that I'm not good at. I just may not have found it yet. Just because maybe it hasn't interested me. Who knows? Yeah. But yeah, no, I guess you're right.
And it's funny because at the same time, we're similar in that as well. I get crap from everyone like that. Where for my job specifically, I went into something I had no idea about, and then I picked it up instantly. Mm-hmm. Piano, picked it up instantly. I just decided I wanted to sing someday, and I went in, and after a few weeks, they're like, "Holy crap!
Mm-hmm.
Like, how were you able to do that already?"
You know what? I don't know if I would say we're the same in that. What I would say it is like your main talent, like I guess it's kind of weird calling it a talent, but you are very driven. And you know what? I feel like because of that drive is that you pick up something and you're just very driven to do it, and that makes you good at it.
Yeah, like I'm.
And I've always like almost been jealous. Like I wish I was that driven to do these things that you do.
Really?
Yeah, it's like I never have the same kind of motivation that you have to to do these kind of things. Just pick it up and put all your effort towards it. I've never been like that, and it allows you to. Like you're way more driven when it comes to work and wanting to get better at work and do that. That kind of stuff. I've never been like that.
Yeah. I guess that's true. Like if I get told that all the time that I'm one of the most ambitious people that anybody's ever met.
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's true because maybe I might not, like with piano for example, I may not have an innate talent for it, but you can bet your ass I'm going to practice it for 12 hours a day.
Exactly. Like you were very driven to do it, so you put all your time and effort towards it, and then because of that, practice makes perfect. You pick it up right away because you've already put in all that time towards it and all that effort towards it that, somebody else who would pick it up, more casually, like most people would do, and, they practice 1 hour a day. Yeah. You put in 12 hours and you've already done 12 times as much as they have.
Yeah.
So you just are better at it faster.
Yeah. I guess that's
so
true.
maybe that, like, I would almost say that's more what it is. It's just you're so driven to do these things that yeah, you get better at it faster just because you put way more effort into it than anybody else would.
So I guess my talent would be just be a natural ambition.
Yeah, 'cause I don't have that ambition. I wish I did. I mean, it's held me back from doing a lot of things because it's like, yeah, you know, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that, but at the same time, it's like, do I want to put all that effort into, you know, doing it and taking it to the next level kind of thing, you know?
I hate being bad at something, and I think that's my major thing. It's funny because we talk about talent versus skill, so are we separate on that? Are you talent and I'm skill?
Like literally, yeah, we could be exactly what we're talking about. We're both sides of the coin.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about. I never knew that you were jealous of that.
Oh, I wish I had that kind of ambition, because I mean, yeah, you can achieve so much with that kind of ambition. I just don't have it.
Yeah. It's like
because I mean, anybody else would probably like even in my job, I know if I went somewhere else I could make more money, but there's certain things that I like about my job, and I am fine just kind of there's things I like about my job, and I'm fine just sitting back and kind of just going with it.
Yeah.
Whereas you would not be happy in the same situation. You want to move up, you want to make more money, you want to get better, you want to do all that stuff, and it's just that's not there for me.
Yeah. I want recognition. Do I just hit him?
No. You missed on guard.
Oh.
I think there was a bonus that you missed.
Right. The fishy.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, I don't know. I guess I've never really thought about it that way, but it's funny that you say that, because I remember the first time that I met my branch manager for my company, and we were talking about what you want to be when you grow up, essentially. I don't know if anybody's ever had that anybody's ever had that conversation with their company. It's a big conference or whatever. And I walked up to him and I said, well, actually, I like your job, so how do I get there? And yeah, I guess that's not normal, but
Oh, well, most people would either, I mean, be too intimidated to say something like that, or not necessarily want to get to that point as well. So, I mean,
I will never be okay with being mediocre at anything. I have to be great at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys what are your skills versus talents? Because everybody's got a skill, or talent, whether they have found it or not. I mean, you may not, like, people are like, oh, I'm not good at anything. It's like, you probably just haven't found that one thing that you are actually good at.
Yeah.
But there's lots of other things that you can work towards and get good at. But there are certain things that I think everybody just has a talent for and is naturally better at.
Yeah.
So you guys let us know. I mean, what you think about the whole thing, but what are you really good at naturally that you just really something you never had to work for? You were just good at it. You let us know. And we'll see you guys next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.